everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most wholesome Nintendo podcast out there. It's the Nintendo Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend Console Caito, the sauciest potato, and on our journey today, there's another gazillion questions because you guys are amazing, so jump on into the Nintendo Drive.
Here we go!
Hi, Sean.
Look, Caito.
You did it.
I did it. We made it. Ryan Turford is already confused. Producer Ryan, who puts the show together and puts it all out there for everybody to hear, and we're very grateful to him. He's going to be very confused because he titled last week's episode the questions episode. So what does that make this week, Caito?
I don't know. Questions.
What is he supposed to do?
You're going to have to change your titles, Ryan, because every episode is going to be the questions episode.
Maybe it's one of the questions.
So, yeah.
Maybe that's the title. I mean, who doesn't want a title of a podcast episode or any piece of content for that matter not to be a question that you have to click into and listen to and consume in order to find the answer?
Right.
It's a before and after. I think so too. Too. Who knows which one it will be? We'll find out soon enough. Stay tuned.
So you have to. Therefore,
wait. So they already found out,
right?
Because they've already.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how time works. Yeah.
You have to come up with the best question so we can title the episode after your question.
Isn't that amazing?
That can be the goal in the future.
That's the future of this show. We keep changing it all the time. People might go back and listen to the very first episode. And I think we were pretty clear right from then, like episode 0. We're like, we don't know.
We don't know what we're doing.
We just want to do a show about Nintendo, and we have a standing date that we can chat and have fun. And that's it. Everything else just kind of, we'll find out where it goes from there.
In my defense, I've never podcasted before, so I truly don't know what I'm doing.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Just because you I don't think podcasting, having any experience in it means that you know what you're doing at all.
Oh, that's
I think
true.
I demonstrate that every damn week.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I can see that. Okay. Well, we do have a lot of questions, and we didn't get to all the ones from last week, so they're quickly piling up. So let's go ahead, clean the garage a little bit. Reminder that you can listen to the Nintendo Drive and all of the Yumi and Capri content on YouTube, youtube.com/Yumi Capri. We do have a comment this week from JKJ who says, "Oh, the sweet potato slander. Sweet potato fries are hands down the best way to feel less guilty about eating a fatty fried starch. This is what I tell myself at least. Great show with all the questions, although based on the comments I saw on Twitter and Discord, you're not even halfway done. So excited for the show this year. Just all the call-outs. Mm-hmm. You two make my non-workout mornings so much better. Let's be honest, I have no workout mornings ever. Neither do we.
Look at this. I love, and there's like an ongoing kind of like thread here. You know, you got to pay attention to one episode to the next. You're right. A lot of call-outs to the other episodes. Do people work out in the morning? I don't think so. Only Kevin.
Yeah. There's just no way.
It's the only one.
It's just not feasible.
It is exactly what I need. And as we record this, it's Tuesday. And this morning, like something that should get me up out of bed is like, a workout, an energetic way to start the day, burn some calories. It hasn't happened in a very long time. But this morning, there was a bunch of news that Ryan and I will chat about on the Xbox Drive tomorrow that got me out of bed at 6 a.m. and I fired up a stream and everything.
Streaming at 6:30 a.m. and I was just like, what is happening?
It's
like
one of those days.
What is falling apart? Because obviously I hadn't seen the news and I was just like, what? Something
that
happened.
Can get me out of bed. If maybe that's just it. Maybe I'll just get out of bed 6 a.m. and fire up a stream of some sort. It seemed like a really great way to start the day, to be honest with you.
Oh, so basically a large company has to spend billions of dollars every
Tens of
day
billions.
for you to get out of bed. Okay.
Dang near. Yeah, exactly. I can't remember. I think I texted a couple of people today. Like it literally got me out of bed today. Like it's just one of those things. It was a very similar, to bring it back to Nintendo, it was very similar to when, you roll out of bed, you wake up and you look at your phone. And I got the email from Nintendo saying like announcing the OLED Nintendo Switch. And it got my heart pumping just like that. And I mean, again, we'll chat about mostly the Xbox stuff on the Xbox Drive tomorrow, but it's those moments where I fire up a stream because I just feel like I don't even think about it. Like I just got so excited by it that's why at least for me, this is why I do what I do, which is all the podcasting stuff, because it genuinely like fires me up. There was no other reason to fire up a stream other than to like, I need to talk about this because I'm a huge dork, and apparently $70 billion being spent by a company to buy other companies is just the thing I need to get me going in the morning.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So while Kevin's out there working out, we're talking about video games in the morning. So there you go. Okay.
One more, Kevin. You got one more, anybody. Come on.
Yeah.
You got it.
You can support the show and get early access and exclusive perks at patreon.com/YumiCapri. And we want to thank our newest supporters, TPR, and say welcome back to Drew Agnew. Thank you so much for that. We also have a Apple podcast review from Amanda, who is Pearbear, says, I love the Nintendo Drive. I found out about this podcast months ago during a Caito stream. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Look at me and my
Look at you.
my promo. And ever since I've landed here, I've been obsessed with the Nintendo Drive. Thanks for all the updates, laughs, and introductions to new games. I've definitely upped my gaming library since I started listening. Keep the episodes coming. And that's probably not because we reviewed. That's not from games that we reviewed. Those are just games that we purchased, probably.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. We're just making people aware of things that are available to buy out there.
I, on my stream the other night, pulled up the eShop.
Yes. It's the most fun, honestly. Through it. Oh, I love it. Whenever I stream and like, you know, I'll play, I don't know. You're very efficient when you get things done on your streams. I'm at like a fraction. If I'm streaming for 2 hours, I get like 45 minutes worth of actual gaming in.
Right.
I usually get sidetracked pretty easily by things like the eShop.
I would say like 50% of my streams are effective.
You think so?
The other 50%, it's all over the place. We've got cheese on apple pie. We've got me singing the Quiznos song. It's just too much. It's too, like, recently it's been too much.
How do we get that in here? We need to get your little Quiznos sub song.
We love you, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need bumpers. We need something in here.
I am on the hunt. If anyone listening is an artist or like an animator, I guess it was what it would be, who creates VTubers. Do you know what VTubers are? Like,
yes.
I want to be a Sponge Monkey VTuber so badly.
No way. That actually broke me.
Can you imagine if I logged on one day as a Sponge Monkey?
Way.
It would be so hilarious.
Man. This is an alternate account that we need you to have.
I will obviously pay. I need to find someone though. And I don't even
contribute towards it.
I don't even know how to go about that. Like, how do you reach out to someone, just a random someone, and say, can you turn me into a Sponge Monkey?
Hey, I know you normally do like beautiful like anime versions of this or something else. Like you have your style, but maybe just have a look at this.
Right.
How about a challenge? How about something different?
Oh my gosh.
Please do. Yes. Oh my gosh. We need to make this happen.
It has to happen.
We need a Kickstarter or something.
It's not even about that. It's about finding the person who's going to do it.
I suppose.
You know? Maybe I'll go on Fiverr or something.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey.
Well, wouldn't you be mortified? Because this sounds like you should be the first person to ever think of this and have it done. Wouldn't you be mortified if it already exists? Maybe there's an actual, like, there's a person for this.
There's a market.
They do it all the time.
Oh my God. There's not. I'm sorry. There's just no way.
Oh man.
There's
we need to have pictures of this and references in the Discord for those who don't know.
Oh yeah. We can post that for sure.
Oh, it's the best.
I mean, we can post me singing it.
Oh my gosh.
The full moment.
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not Xbox over here, but we do have our own breaking news.
That's right.
Isn't that great?
There's like
I know
two
you'll be
pieces of
excited.
news. I am excited.
Tetris 99 is hosting a Pokemon Legends Arceus crossover event later this week. So Sean has that to look forward to.
I definitely do. This is my once a month, once every 2 month fire up Tetris 99. Everybody else should do it. This is basically the news that you can look forward to on the Nintendo Drive from here on out. Also, Kingdom Hearts Cloud Edition is available for people to go ahead and pre-order, and I think it comes out on February 10th. But that's kind of it. That's what's happening in Nintendo Land this weekend.
I don't like that that's on the cloud. Now that
I
I've
know,
learned
right?
more about the cloud, I'm just kind of like, why?
It's not it's a tablet. That's why.
It's
And
just-
I wonder how many people actually notice. Like I think what I've come to know, even just in doing this show, is we get to have conversations with such a huge and varying kind of audience and community, and that some people know all the things to the degree of like who was like the lead developer on this team who did these games, blah blah blah. And other people
Ryan
are just like,
Turford.
I like Nintendo games, right? Like there's that huge spectrum of people who know all the things and people who like genuinely can't tell the difference. They see Kingdom Hearts, they buy the thing, they play the game, and that's kind of it. Aside from the fact that you have to be connected to the internet to do it. Maybe people don't notice. I don't know. I'd be interested to know and hear that from people.
I mean, until your kid, you're on a trip and tries to fire up Kingdom Hearts and you can't play it, and he's in the back screaming about it because you don't have Wi-Fi in the car.
And then you got to tether your hopefully unlimited internet connection with your cell phone to your tablet or to your Switch. Hopefully that all works out, but that's the future. Are we there yet? Depends on where
we
you
don't
live.
have unlimited here, so
Yeah, no.
there's that.
No.
Okay.
I don't know if that would work. Somebody should test that out for us.
It probably wouldn't be the greatest experience,
Prob's
if I
not.
had to guess.
Probably not.
We have 6 million questions. We might get to 5 of them.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's start. Let's do it.
This is the
N64
best.
Josh asks, Nintendo has already shown us 7 major titles this year. What surprises do you think they have in store for 2022? Is this
Mario.
like coming out this year or just
us
what they're going to
Mario.
show us?
Ooh. I was
That's
kind of
different.
thinking of it as I was reading this question as like what's coming out this year, but you're right. Like they could definitely reveal something that isn't coming out this year. That kind of opens things up a little bit, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. They're going to reveal Mario Kart 9.
I think, and I think it is going to be 10. I think it's actually going to be called. Well, I don't even know.
I hate
don't
that.
know. Maybe it won't be called anything at all. Maybe
Maybe it just doesn't have a number. I would be
Yeah.
okay with that. If they
Yeah,
go to
I'd be okay
10,
with that
I'm
too.
going to
buy
throw
it.
a fit
You'll-
and then
you'll-
buy
you'll- you just be pouting as you walk up to the counter.
it. Yes, exactly.
Like, I don't like this. Is that even a surprise? So like, this is the thing. Like, he's asking what major surprises do you think they'll have in store? Like, are there really surprises? Like, and they've done crazy things in the past. Like, Amiibo really kind of took us by surprise at one point. And then, what was the cardboard thing? Labo. They did that at some point. Like, I don't know that I don't know that we're going to have anything on like that level. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe they do something just absolutely crazy. Maybe they even, I want more back compat, more old games to be able to be purchased. I want to have or playable through this Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
That's where I'm meandering along to. Is the surprise that Nintendo has in store for us is that they'll actually make Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack worthwhile in the eyes of more people.
Yeah.
You and I think that it's good. We've already bought it for a year. We're fine with it.
We're set.
But not everybody agrees with that. And to be honest, like I haven't touched any of it.
I
since
haven't
I bought it.
either. I mean, I've done
Yeah.
Happy Home Paradise, so I am justified in my purchase.
Totally.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
want
not-
the surprise
what?
to be? I want the surprise to be an overhaul of the user interface.
Ooh.
That's what I want the surprise to be. Just a complete redo
Wow.
of it all. And I
I
want
know that this is a hot topic for people. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. I don't think.
I don't hate it. I
Mm-hmm.
just want it to be more customizable. There's no
Yeah.
reason that it shouldn't
Yes. Yeah.
be. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to have something other than a dark and light mode.
Agreed. Yeah.
You know? Like I should be able to make it cute if I want to, or, I think they were talking on the Nintendo Dads about having folders so you can, sort your different games. So you're not just scrolling endlessly through, I'm shopping on the eShop all the time. I got to sort my stuff. And
That
you can't do
eShop.
that.
I think we'll get into
So-
eShop a little bit later.
We
That's
are.
where I would focus my attention.
Well, let's get into it. Why not?
Okay.
Hambone Johnny asks, hello, eShop connoisseurs. Let's be honest, Nintendo's eShop kind of stinks. How would you make it better? And the obvious issue, we both know, is not having a cart.
No cart. Yep.
It's
Where's the cart to buy
it's-
Mario Kart?
Someone was complaining about it in my stream chat the other day. And I was just like, exactly. It's ridiculous. They were like, they said they wanted to purchase a bunch of stuff and they kind of forgot about it. And they were like,
Yes.
and there wasn't even a cart option. So it wasn't like they had a cart saved where you're more likely to buy the stuff with your cart.
Yeah. That seems like that's number one. I mean, it's just very slow.
Yes.
Really. And this is the thing, you know, if anybody is wondering about like the comments around, at least my take on the overall like user interface on the front end and any additions that you have and thinking how much it might slow down, take a look at the eShop. It's still pretty basic when you think about it. And it still runs like garbage. So I worry about that for the front end. Like any changes, any new things, any features that you add might slow down like the entire experience on your Switch. That sounds awful. But the whole the eShop just it's so I actually can't believe when I'm doing it where I scroll, I'm continuing to go down and I'm waiting and it's as if I have like dial-up internet.
I know.
Which it's a far cry, but it's like these are pictures that it's loading up. And a title and a price point, and that's it. It's the most basic, and I'm not even looking for anything crazy there. But like it's inexcusable in my books the way that it runs right now. But did you remember the Wii U eShop at all, or even like the 3DS or anything like that? Like we've seen more features and kind of more just design applied to a eShop before.
Right. I don't
like
think
those?
I don't know if I ever purchased anything on the Wii U because I only had it for such a short time.
Right.
I remember the 3DS though, but at the
Yeah, it was
time,
kind of similar.
I wasn't really an e-shopper at that point. I haven't been an e-shopper really until the Switch. And
Yeah.
I kind of made that shift when I purchased it. I was like, okay, I'm going to have a few things physical, but for the most part, I want everything to be digital because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
On a portable console, all the stuff. When I was playing the 3DS, it was just kind of like, I don't know. I think I was more into collecting everything. Now I don't care so much about that. I just want to have it all easy to access. Like I'm almost to the point, I have a few things physical, and I want to tell you, I'm so lazy that I'm almost at the point of just purchasing them on the eShop.
Yeah.
And just selling the physical ones. Because I'm just kind of like...
I've definitely done that before.
You know, I don't want to have to deal with it. Like it works for me sometimes. When I had one Switch, before I became insane, when I had one Switch, I always just had Zelda Breath of the Wild as my cartridge.
Yep.
And then everything else was digital. So
Totally.
I didn't have to, switch in and out, all the stuff. Well, now I've got, some copies of Animal Crossing are physical and some copies are digital. And I've got, Zelda. I think I have Bomberman for some reason.
Nice. Yeah. You had to buy it.
You had to buy it that day, It stinks.
That's actually something that's keeping me from playing more Pokemon is because Mario 3D World is in my Switch. And Joey Splats, if you're listening, if I hear one more slanderous word from you about 3D World, I swear, I don't know what I'll do. I'm just very frustrated with you. But I understand that maybe it's not for everybody, but man, that really took me aback, Joey Splats. Still love you though. But yeah, I'm too lazy to take out a cartridge, so I just end up playing whatever's in there.
Right.
One thing that people might remember from the Wii days, this is like, it's very surprising how plain Jane it is on the eShop with the Switch. Because everything Nintendo does typically is like, this should be fun. And the eShop is not fun at all. There's not 1 ounce of fun to be had. There's nothing cute about it. There's no...
Yeah, we do it all the time.
We do it all the time, but like, what the heck? Like, why isn't it more of a Disney type of polished experience to it? And I feel like they had that in the Wii days. And what I'm getting to is the music. You jump in and I have like the cutest, like the music that of course launches the Nintendo Shack, another amazing Nintendo podcast that people should listen to. It's the best music. And every section of the Wii kind of had its own music. And I love that. So to the point of the question, that's definitely something that I would add to it. It's just a little cutesy theme song just as I'm like kind of cruising through a store. It almost seems like it's coming from an overhead, like what are they called?
It probably can't handle that. It can't even handle the normal scrolling.
Even a MIDI music is fine. It doesn't have to be MP3. It doesn't. have to be CD quality. Just give me like N64 music. I don't care.
Yeah.
That would be great.
fun.
And even to customize it would be really interesting if we're going really crazy. Like you can even hear us like restrain ourselves, like with these ideas. This is a classic if we ran Nintendo kind of topic. If we ran Nintendo, what would we do with the eShop? How would we make it better? Like, we're like, if we could have music, that'd be great. Like, it's kind of where we're not asking for a lot.
And I don't understand. Like, they have so much money. How is this not a priority? How is the interface that you use, the app that you use to make more money?
Yep.
How is that not a priority? It's so confusing.
I think the clearest way to think about it is that if like we can say that it's broken, but they still, to your point, like they have so much money because they sell so many games. So if I'm looking at it and I go like, seems to be working. Like it seems people seem to be buying games and they seem to be being directed in the way that they're directing us. Like we're buying the games they're pointing us towards. So that all that is working. So I think that they're kind of hesitant to change it just because, it seems to work just fine despite all the shortcomings that we all identify. How much effort does it take to revamp any of it? And does it put anything at risk? Anytime you change something, you're asking people to change their behavior, change what they are familiar with. And that can definitely impact sales. So that would be a reason why they would. That's a very like businessy reason why they wouldn't do it. But I don't care. I don't own Nintendo. I don't want any of that. I want it to be better.
Right. I agree. We've gotten through 2 questions, just so you know.
Okay. So
I just wanted to update.
Sorry to anybody who got sorted to the bottom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, Rigo asks, do you think Nintendo should make an Animal Crossing story like the disappearance of KK Slider's guitar? I feel like a fake fan because I have no idea what this means.
Oh, I was going to say this is all you. I'm not sure what it's about either.
Is this something that exists or is this something that they came up with? Like, is the disappearance of KK Slider's guitar an actual story that exists? And they are asking, should there be more like it? Or are they asking there should be one like this and then came up with their own title?
Yeah, we need more information.
I'm assuming the first that this exists and they want to know if we want more. But I don't even know about the first. So yeah, we need further information.
Stay tuned for part 2, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Heather asks, what is it like streaming Nintendo content versus other console content?
This is a great question. What do you think? I guess you really only stream Nintendo. You stream Animal Crossing.
I basically only stream Nintendo content. So the only other experiences I have, I've streamed Halo before. Mm-hmm. I've streamed
Sims. Have you streamed Sims?
Sims. I've streamed Fall Guys. I've streamed Among Us. I think those are the only other things I've ever streamed. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't been that much.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Nintendo content is so easy.
Yeah.
Because it's just what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. And especially now, I have everything. Before, when I didn't have my full setup and I was having to move everything every time, it was kind of a pain because of the whole capture card situation and having to take that out, plug it in every time. You never know if it's going to work or not. Mm-hmm. Now that it's always plugged in, it seems to be, knock on wood, doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the only thing that I know. And the other stuff for me was more complicated because I was trying to figure it out, like game capture, browser capture, window capture. What am I doing?
Yeah.
And then I get even more confused if I'm doing a stream that includes someone else. Like those are the other types of streams I've done.
Oh yeah.
And then that's just a whole other thing. So for me, it's just figuring out the setup of everything. And I would say, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you go ahead.
I would say streaming Animal Crossing, I think allows me to engage with my audience a lot more than another game would. I found that difficult when I'm playing something like Halo. I can't constantly be reading my chat, you know? So I think that's helpful. And I think a lot of Nintendo games could be like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to kind of like break it down. Like one thing just to kind of jump off what you're saying about like the technical aspects of it is it might even be easier in some cases to stream from Nintendo, at least if like you don't have as much taxing like internet stuff to worry about because the resolution on a Switch is not as high. So you don't have to worry about like broadcasting and like the highest quality or like the most bit rate and all this other stuff to worry about. Like it's just kind of nice that it works. Flipping back and forth, whether it's like your setup or going from one console to another can also be complicated. And I've definitely like tried to work things out. So it's pretty simple. I can go from Switch to Xbox pretty simply, but it's because of a bunch of other cables and whatnot that are part of the setup that helps that side of it. The other thing too that came to mind when I saw this question was in the past, like Nintendo was really slow to even just come to grips with what streaming was and the fact that there were people creating content out of their games. And people might remember like different like ambassador programs and partnership programs that you had to almost have like an okay from Nintendo to make the content from their games. And as far as I know, that's kind of all gone. Like, I don't think that anybody's getting any Nintendo ninjas knocking down their doors over anything, but it really wasn't that long ago that was really a thing.
Right.
So I think, I don't know that that's really a thing that matters anymore. One thing that I would also comment on is like, for me, when I fire up a game like Mario Kart, everybody shows up.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is Nintendo is what I find, and now having like kind of my hands in Nintendo content, PlayStation content, and Xbox content is Nintendo and PlayStation have enormous audiences and communities around them. And as exciting as things are in Xbox land these days, like the numbers just aren't even there. You know, like the number of people who even listen to this show and Nintendo podcasts in general, and the number of Nintendo podcasters way more. So I think when I stream Nintendo content versus other stuff, the community that shows up is different, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. Community nights I think are easier because Nintendo communities, we all buy the same games at the same time. We all have Splatoon. We all have Mario Kart. We have the same games. And I don't think that happens everywhere else because there's such a huge focus from Nintendo on you will buy this game next. And whether we like it or not, we all have Mario Golf from 2021.
But I'm kind of shocked that Xbox isn't similar because of Game Pass.
They're getting there. That is the number one thing I've commented on before. It's like that's a big move for them. So you have games like this week, I think it's Rainbow Six. There's a Rainbow Six game that's coming out. And for everybody to have like a multiplayer game the same day on day one, like that's a huge deal.
Right.
With Nintendo, they just put the game out and people buy it.
Yeah.
Like it's just because it's Nintendo and that's what we've been doing this whole time. So yeah, Xbox had to do it a little bit differently there.
Right. Well, at least they figured out a way, you know.
I'm so happy. And yeah, then it allows us to buy even more Nintendo stuff.
Exactly.
So I'm super happy.
Yeah. Okay. The RPG Luminary asks, which big Nintendo first-party game are you most looking forward to and why? Breath of the Wild 2 or Metroid Prime 4?
I like as if those are definitely coming out. Let's pick between those two. Which one jumps out to you?
Which one do you think? Obviously,
Zelda. Like, who's picking Metroid Prime?
I know.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure somebody is.
Ryan Sherford.
Yeah. No, it's got to be Breath of the Wild.
It's got to be
of those two for sure. Quick fire question.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. I'm so excited about it.
I'm actually looking, for me, to be honest, and give Metroid Prime a little bit of credit here. I would sooner see the trilogy remastered come out. I need to catch up on that one. You got me with Metroid Dread. I want to go back and play things that I've missed before I continue on my Metroid journey. I think that would make a lot of sense.
Well, and I want to see what the big deal is too.
That's what I mean.
I don't get
exactly.
it. I don't understand the hype. So I'll watch you play it.
Okay.
And listen to you talk about it. And so you can tell me what the hype is.
We're going to be, what is I don't know. Do we have a question about Pokemon? I think we might have a question about,
I'm sure we do.
Arceus Legends. I mean, there's 30 questions here.
Brawlin asks, do you think Pokemon Legends Arceus will get a phenomenal rating, good rating, mediocre rating, or a bad rating?
I'm right in the middle, personally. This is a game.
Like
and I don't
good
know
or mediocre?
I think mediocre. Like, I think, wait, did we already, what did we guess? I have something written down on my whiteboard.
We were guessing the Metacritic.
85.
Yeah, we were guessing the Metacritic score last week.
That's for this game? That's for Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is, so I still have this here. So we actually have like a very specific guess of where we think this is going to go. So I'll actually just write a note here. So yeah, I thought 78 and 85. And I don't know if that means to some people really good or bad or mediocre. I would say that those are, 85 I would say is on the low end of great.
Really? I was
I don't
thinking
know.
more like high end of good.
Okay. Is that not like the exact same thing?
Probably.
The high end of good and the low end of great. It's like, no, we are not agreeing on this.
It's kind of like the difference between like an 89 out of 100 and a 91 out of 100.
Yeah,
you know,
A minus
like,
or B plus kind
right.
of thing.
This is like a B plus for me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I could agree with that. I'd like that we change our scales a little bit.
Oh my god.
What's 78? Like B minus?
I think
Or
you're on the
C+?
low end of good, or maybe right in the middle of high end of mediocre, low end of good.
Some people have simplified anything like 8 out of 10. Like 8 is great.
Right.
And that's the way they've kind of defined. So like, I guess there's that. That's where I was kind of thinking. So I don't know. Like it's going to be interesting because, you know, you can't really ever review a game in a vacuum. You have expectations, whether it's, and I'm saying you like as, you know, the people who are actually going to be reviewing this. There's so many things going into a review, expectations of other Pokemon games and what they've shown us. And this is a tough one to land. I don't know exactly, but I think we've got our bases covered here. I'd be surprised if this goes much lower than 78, like significantly lower than 78. And I'd also be like actually very surprised if it goes higher than 85. I think our range is perfect, actually.
Yeah. I hope that it does. I hope it's phenomenal.
Well, I'm going to play it. I'm going to be buying this game.
I'm buying it too.
Okay, so you're not even going to just like wait to see if I think
I'm
it's
not
garbage
going to
or
wait to
not.
see. I'm buying it no matter what.
Okay. And there's only one version of this too. Like we don't
And I
have to
may be streaming it.
pick our... Ooh.
We'll see. We'll see.
You totally should. Just make the shift. You hit 100K, abandon Animal Crossing, and just become full-time Pokemon streamer.
Yeah. Just throw away all that work. Just move on. Next.
Exactly. Yep.
Goodbye, everybody.
I think you've beaten Animal Crossing over a few times at this point.
Yeah, probably a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. Snowy Mr. Black asks,
That's great.
when do you think Mario Kart 9 will come out? Do you think it could have a story mode or any new features?
I would love for it to be this year. I want to be able to say this is a this year game. But for whatever reason, maybe because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to sell a gazillion copies every single year, this could be another, like, I could see this still being another 2 years out. I could think it could be a 2024 game, to be honest with you.
I can't remember what I've said in the past.
Right? That's the other thing I should say. Every time I answer a question like this, like, I don't know. It's probably different than the last time I said it, but
because this to me depends on, I don't think it'll be on this system. I think it'll be on the next system. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for them to put this on this system.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
define this system. Like, do you think like the Switch after, I don't know how many, like that would be 2024.
We're going to say
7 years.
The Switch 2. And I think everything will work on the second Switch. Like it will be completely backwards compatible. But I don't think Mario Kart 9 will work on the regular Switch.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah. Yes.
It'll be just like all systems used to work previously. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How you would be forced to buy the next thing, but all your previous games would work. And you would just move into the next system.
They don't need another Mario Kart game to sell Switches. They already have a Mario Kart game that's selling Mario Karts, and the Switch is already selling itself.
And they literally had it bundled last month.
Yeah. Yeah.
As their holiday bundle.
This would be very much like because the fans are asking for it. And when does that ever happen in Nintendo land? Just because we want it because we're tired of the other stuff. The other thing too, though, is like it's not like we have nothing else to play. That's kind of the best part. Back in the Wii U days that was not the case. We were desperate for like an amazing thing to drop all the time. And that's just not as nice as it would be to play a new Mario Kart game. Like we definitely have other things to enjoy in the meantime. So at least there's that. That's my positive spin on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 years. I think we're probably like 30 months out.
I could see them ending E3 with Mario Kart 9.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's the one more thing.
Kind of like they did Splatoon 3, like they did
Right.
Was that E3 last year? Yeah.
That was
Or was it the February Direct maybe? It was that was it.
I don't remember when that was.
Nobody knows. There's no way to figure it out.
Right. I could see it being more of a when they announced Smash. You remember at the very end, and it was that really cool trailer, and everyone was freaking out. I think that's how Mario Kart 9 will go.
Man.
It'll be,
I would love, and for every little bit of news for Mario Kart being like, who else is in it? Basically just replacing Smash.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like what other characters will they bring to Mario Kart? Oh my gosh.
Oh, and then they start doing like little releases every direct after that is like, okay, well, we're going to get some Mario Kart 9 news.
Honestly.
But then maybe we actually care about it because we like
That's
Mario
what
Kart.
I was just going to say. That was just, you took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly, I'm like, all the times we would like look at these things and go like, oh, another Smash character reveal. And other people are like freaking out. Like it'll be totally reversed. We'll just be losing our minds. We'll be streaming at 6 a.m. when they make these announcements. And that will actually matter to us.
That would be
nice.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so
Count
good.
on that. That's the part of all the things that we rambled about. That's the takeaway.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll buy all of it.
Yeah, of course.
That's the twist. They keep saying there's a Mario Kart in development with a new twist, which of course there's always a new twist. The twist this time is aggressive microtransactions.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Todd Oxtra threw in some last predictions here for the year. A new custom Pro controller, but it's based on Kirby.
Oh.
Nintendo Switch online releases at most one N64 game a month.
Yeah.
At most. Ooh. Splatoon
they're
3.
behind on that.
Okay. Splatoon 3 is delayed, but they port Splatoon 1. Not a chance. They wouldn't do that.
Todd,
get out.
Getting a little crazy here.
A Skylanders complete collection with all characters unlocked, no figures, just the games.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And they could do a digital version of that, which is the craziest thing. Skylanders was I'm looking at my Skylanders collection right now, and it's really Chelsea's, and it's very impressive collection.
Is it?
It's like I think she has every one of the first game. I think she's got every single one. After that, once it started with Giants, like things got a little crazy. There was like legendary editions, and there was this version that was like exclusive over Easter at Target, like very, very specific stuff. I'm actually looking at one that says like only at Best Buy, a steel-plated smash hit. They're really good.
Yeah.
But they could do that as like all the characters are unlocked already, but they could also do a very kind of Activision style thing, which is you pay for the digital version of them. Like you just add them to your digital roster, just like any other fighting game or, DLC pack in a game like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. They could totally do that. Skylanders is great, and it is too bad that it's locked to history and locked away with just Toys to Life, because the game itself is genuinely really good, and the characters are great, and the music is wonderful, and all the stuff. I really like it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as predicted, we did not get through all the questions this week.
Well, is that everything? Aw.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Should we
time
ask
for
for more questions next week? Maybe we'll pause.
Maybe we'll pause for a week because I think we still have
we're good?
a lot. We still have a lot to get through. So apologies if we didn't get to your question. We'll get to it next week. We hope.
I hope people just continue to add them even if we're not asking for it.
Ooh, that would
they
be
just come
good.
on into the YouTube and just keep dumping questions in here. Let's just keep it going.
Right.
We'll be really screwed when we actually have a news week happening.
Well, then we just have to pause our questions. Look, we're making this up as we go. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Where can everyone find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch TV at Sean Capri. It's Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants.
And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at Console Caito. That is all for episode 37 of the Nintendo Drive. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, you never know what you're going to get because, as I said, we're just making this up as we go.
The Nintendo Drive is fueled by patrons at patreon.com/YumiCapri, and from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful to the nearly 70 patrons who support us each and every month, with our special thanks to our Capremium producers, Dallas Ford, Lee Navarro, the fearless leader of the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team, and Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on this show and the Xbox Drive. You can support Jonathan at youtube.com/PM Entertainment. Our platinum producers, Robbie Bobby Miller and Trucker Sloth. Our gold members, Argo, Benji Kong, Brendan Myers, Dallas Robbins, Dano, Emily O'Kelly, Foolish Fuji, Heather Boney, James Johnson, Joel Brooks, Jose Jimenez, Mac Time, Marcus O'Neill, Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots, RJ Kern, Skinny Matt, and Xavier Reyes. If you enjoyed this show and you'd like to support independent content, you can go to patreon.com/YumiCapri and choose the tier that's right for you.